Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. They may look like ordinary pennies from 2003 and 2004, but hidden among them are rare errors and flawless strikes worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The coins everyone spends without a thought could be the treasures collectors are desperate to find. Do you know what's hiding in your change? The year 2003 may seem recent in the world of coin collecting, but hidden within the simple 1-cent coin of that year lies a story that has fascinated collectors, investors, and historians alike. A small copper-plated zinc disc, easily overlooked in everyday transactions, carries layers of history, mystery, and potential value far beyond its humble face. The 2003 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, represents not only the continuation of one of the most iconic coin series in American history, but also the strange twists of rarity, minting errors, and collector demand that can transform a single penny into a prized treasure. To understand why so many eyes fall upon the coins minted in 2003, one must look beyond its ordinary appearance and into the fascinating world of numismatics. At first glance, the 2003 penny looks no different from billions of others struck at the turn of the 21st century. On the obverse, the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln gazes steadily to the right, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Above his head appears the timeless motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty stands proudly to the left, and the year of issue, 2003, rests just below the portrait. Depending on where it was minted, the coin may also bear a small mint mark, D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or S for San Francisco, just beneath the date. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, an enduring design introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Beneath the dome of the memorial, if you look closely, you can even spot the tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside, a detail that demonstrates the remarkable intricacy of the coin's engraving. Surrounding the memorial are the inscriptions United States of America and 1 cent, with E pluribus unum placed just above the monument. Yet despite this ordinary appearance, the 2003 1-cent coin carries within it an array of surprises. While billions were struck that year, not every coin left the mint in perfect condition. Some display remarkable minting errors, ranging from double dies to off-center strikes, making them dramatically more valuable than their face value. Others have survived the test of time in pristine, uncirculated condition, sealed in rolls or bags, and today command high prices among collectors seeking flawless examples. And even those struck as proof coins at the San Francisco Mint hold a special place, with their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details making them coveted additions to any collection. The story of the 2003 penny begins decades earlier, with changes in America's coinage. For much of the 20th century, pennies were made from a copper-based alloy. But in 1982, the rising cost of copper forced a major shift. The composition was changed to a core of zinc coated with a thin layer of copper. From that point onward, including the coins of 2003, the 1-cent piece contained 97.5% zinc and just 2.5% copper plating. This change, though seemingly minor, altered the character of the coin. The new zinc cents are lighter and more vulnerable to corrosion when their copper surface is damaged. For collectors, this makes finding high-grade, unspotted examples of the 2003 penny all the more important, since many circulated pieces quickly tarnished or developed unsightly spots. Billions of pennies were struck in 2003, spread across the mints in Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 3.3 billion coins, while the Denver Mint contributed another 3.5 billion, bringing the total to nearly 7 billion regular strike pennies. In addition, the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins in both standard and silver proof sets, crafted with extraordinary care for collectors. With such high mintage numbers, one might assume that number 2003 penny could ever be valuable, but the truth is more nuanced. Value does not always come from rarity of mintage. It often comes from condition, error varieties, and collector demand. Take, for instance, the realm of mint errors. A double die error, where the design is accidentally struck twice during minting, can produce dramatic and highly sought-after varieties. While no famous double die varieties of the 2003 penny rival the legendary 1955 or 1969 cents, Collectors have reported double dies in certain 2003 coins that feature doubling on the lettering or the memorial columns. Such varieties, when certified by grading services, can fetch substantial premiums. Similarly, off-center strikes, where the coin blank is misaligned in the press, create unique appearances with part of the design missing and blank metal exposed. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin tends to be. Other notable errors include clipped planchets, where part of the coin's edge is missing, and die cracks, where small fissures in the minting dies create raised lines on the coin's surface. Even beyond errors, the condition of the coin is critical. Collectors often seek coins in mint state condition, graded on a scale from MS60 to MS70. While a typical 2003 penny in circulation may be worth only its face value, an example graded MS67 or MS68 can bring surprisingly high prices at auction. In fact, some 2003 Lincoln cents graded MS68 by PCGS or NGC have sold for over $200. An extraordinary return for a coin that once bought a fraction of a gumball. Proof coins, with their flawless surfaces, can also be valuable, particularly in high grades with cameo or deep cameo contrast. What makes the 2003 penny especially intriguing is that it exists in a transitional moment in the history of the Lincoln cent. Just 6 years later, in 2009, the reverse design of the penny would change for the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, and in 2010, the Lincoln Shield reverse would permanently replace the memorial. This makes the 2003 penny one of the final years of the long-running memorial reverse series, a design that spanned half a century and became instantly recognizable to generations of Americans. Collectors often seek to complete sets of memorial cents, and coins from the early 2000s, though common, play an essential role in filling those albums. But within that seeming commonality lies the allure of discovery. Imagine picking up a handful of change from a cash register and spotting a gleaming 2003 penny, its surfaces untouched, its luster shimmering as though it had just left the mint. Such a find, while rare, is possible, and for the keen-eyed collector, it can mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth hundreds. Even circulated examples can surprise when they contain dramatic errors. The thrill of searching through rolls of 2003 pennies, hoping to uncover a hidden rarity, continues to drive interest in this unassuming coin. The human connection to the 2003 penny also cannot be ignored. Pennies from this year may hold sentimental value for those born in 2003, or for those who mark significant life events from that time. Coins have always carried meaning beyond their monetary worth, serving as tangible reminders of the past. For some, a 2003 penny is not just a collectible but a keepsake, a small anchor to memories 2 decades old. Collectors know that coin values are not static. They fluctuate with time, demand, and discoveries. While the average 2003 penny might not fetch more than a cent in worn condition, the rarest examples can astonish. Consider the proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint. In their highest grades, they are worth significantly more than face value, particularly with deep cameo designations. Or consider the mint state business strikes that achieve the near-perfect MS69 grade. These are exceedingly rare, almost miraculous survivors of the minting process, and when they surface, they can command thousands of dollars. The search for such coins has created a dedicated following. Online auctions and coin shows feature bidders vying for the finest examples, while forums and collector groups trade knowledge about varieties and errors to watch for. In this way, the 2003 penny is not just a coin but a puzzle, a challenge to find the rare within the common, the extraordinary within the ordinary. Every detail matters. The sharpness of Lincoln's beard, the clarity of the memorial steps, the absence of contact marks or discoloration. Each coin tells a slightly different story, shaped by its journey through time, its survival in pockets, jars, and collections. And so, the humble 2003 1-cent coin, minted in the billions and spent countless times in transactions both mundane and significant, emerges as a symbol of hidden value. It teaches us that rarity is not always about how many were made but about how many survive in perfection, how many escaped the fate of circulation to shine decades later as pristine artifacts. It reminds us that errors, accidents of production, can transform an ordinary object into a treasure. It shows us that even the smallest denomination in American currency can carry mysteries worth uncovering. For the collector, each 2003 penny is a question waiting to be answered. Is this one of the billions worth only a cent? Or is this the rare gem, the hidden fortune, the penny that rewrites its own worth? The 2000 for 1 cent coin, often overlooked in everyday circulation, represents far more than just its face value. For collectors, historians, and anyone fascinated by American coinage, this small copper-plated zinc piece carries with it decades of tradition, intricate craftsmanship, and the tantalizing possibility of hidden value. Known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, the 2004 penny was part of the long-running series that had been in circulation since 1959. At first glance, it appears ordinary, yet beneath its simple design lies a wealth of numismatic detail, minting history, error varieties, and collector interest that make it a coin worth exploring in depth. The obverse of the 2004 penny displays the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. His profile faces right, his expression resolute and contemplative. Above Lincoln's head rests the phrase, "In God we trust," a motto that has become synonymous with American coinage. To the left of the portrait lies the word liberty, while to the right sits the date, 2004. Just beneath the date appears the mint mark, which may be D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or S for San Francisco. Each mint played its role in producing the billions of pennies that entered circulation in that year. Turning to the reverse, one encounters the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo and first introduced in 1959. The memorial stands tall and stately, with its columns carefully engraved to replicate the real structure in Washington, D.C. The words United States of America arc above the design, while the denomination 1 cent is boldly inscribed below. Between them lies the phrase, E pluribus unum, a reminder of the unity of the states. With careful examination, a collector can even spot the faint depiction of Lincoln's seated statue inside the memorial, an astonishing detail given the coin's small size. The composition of the 2004 penny was the same as every Lincoln cent struck since 1982. 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating. This shift from primarily copper to mostly zinc had been necessary because of rising copper prices, which made it impractical to continue minting cents from nearly pure copper. As a result, pennies from 2004 are relatively lightweight and prone to certain issues, such as corrosion when the thin copper layer is breached. While this change may seem technical, it deeply affects collectors. A 2004 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is far more valuable than one that has been exposed to circulation and developed spots, scratches, or discoloration. Mintage figures for 2004 were immense, a reflection of the penny's continued demand in commerce. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 3.4 billion pennies, while the Denver Mint contributed more than 3.5 billion. The San Francisco Mint added to the total by producing proof coins, specially struck for collectors with mirror-like fields and frosted designs. In total, billions of 2004 pennies entered circulation, seemingly ensuring that they would never be rare. Yet, as every serious collector knows, rarity does not solely depend on mintage numbers. Condition, errors, and unique varieties often determine a coin's true desirability and value. Consider the realm of mint errors and die varieties. For the 2004 penny, several error types have been documented. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment, can range from minor to dramatic, with extreme examples exposing large blank areas of the planchet. Double die varieties, though not as famous in 2004 as in earlier years, are another area of interest. These occur when a coin is struck with a die that has been improperly hubbed, creating the appearance of doubled letters, numbers, or design elements. Collectors scour 2004 pennies for subtle doubling on the inscriptions or the Lincoln Memorial columns. Other errors include die cracks, where imperfections in the die create raised lines on the coin, and clipped planchets, where part of the coin's edge is missing. Each of these errors transforms an otherwise ordinary penny into a fascinating collectible. Beyond errors, condition plays a central role in determining a 2004 penny's worth. The grading scale, used by professional organizations like PCGS and NGC, ranges from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS, 70. Most 2004 pennies that circulated heavily fall into the lower grades and are worth only face value. However, coins that were carefully preserved or accidentally avoided circulation may remain in near-pristine condition. In mint state 67 or higher, a 2004 penny can bring impressive prices at auction, sometimes exceeding $100 or more. Proof coins graded PR70 deep cameo are particularly sought after, as they represent the pinnacle of numismatic perfection. The importance of the 2004 penny also lies in its place within the broader narrative of the Lincoln cent. Just 5 years later, in 2009, the U.S. Mint would celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth with 4 new reverse designs. By 2010, the Lincoln Memorial reverse would be permanently replaced by the Lincoln Shield design. This places the 2004 penny among the final years of the Memorial Reverse series, giving it historical significance as part of the closing chapter of a design that endured for half a century. Collectors often seek to assemble complete sets of Memorial cents, and the 2004 issue is an essential piece of that puzzle. But perhaps what makes the 2004 penny truly captivating is the element of suspense it creates. Within billions of coins, how many contain a rare error? How many survived in flawless condition, untouched by human hands? The thrill of searching through rolls of 2004 pennies lies in the possibility of uncovering a gem, a coin worth far more than its nominal value. This thrill keeps collectors engaged, turning even the smallest and most common denomination into an object of fascination. Stories abound of collectors who discovered rare varieties or pristine examples in the most unlikely places. A jar of change in a relative's attic, a forgotten roll of coins tucked away in a drawer, a handful of pennies from a grocery store transaction. All these can harbor treasures. The 2004 penny is no exception. While most will remain ordinary, every so often, a special coin emerges, fueling the passion of the numismatic community and reinforcing the idea that value can hide in plain sight. Auction records demonstrate this point clearly. While an average 2004 penny may be worth just a cent, certain high-grade examples have fetched hundreds of dollars. A proof coin graded PR70 deep cameo with perfect surfaces and contrast has been known to sell for significant premiums. Similarly, a mint state 68 example from Philadelphia or Denver, graded by PCGS or NGC, can achieve prices far beyond the imagination of someone who once spent it without a second thought. For error coins, the premiums can be even higher, especially when the mistake is dramatic and visually striking. The 2004 penny also carries personal significance for many people. Those born in that year, or who experienced milestone events during it, often seek out pennies dated 2004 as keepsakes. This personal connection adds another layer of demand, as individuals view these coins not just as collectibles but as meaningful tokens of time. In this way, the 2004 penny bridges the gap between the personal and the historical, between the everyday and the extraordinary. For numismatists, the study of the 2004 penny reveals patterns and trends. It highlights the continuing shift from copper to zinc, the challenges of maintaining coin quality in an era of mass production, and the enduring popularity of the Lincoln cent. It underscores how even a modern coin can achieve remarkable values under the right circumstances. And it serves as a reminder that coin collecting is as much about the hunt as it is about the possession of rare pieces. The 2004 penny may not yet rival legendary coins like the 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die, but its story is still unfolding. Who knows what discoveries might lie ahead as more collectors examine their coins with fresh eyes. Ultimately, the 2004 1-cent coin embodies the paradox of numismatics. It is simultaneously one of the most common coins in America and a potential treasure. It can be worth 1 cent, or it can be worth hundreds, depending on condition and rarity. It is easily dismissed by the unknowing yet passionately pursued by those who understand its secrets. To hold a 2004 penny is to hold a piece of history, a symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy, and a reminder that even the smallest things can contain immense value.